In this regard, the tally erroneously indicated that the member for Ainabkoi constituency did not vote, despite evidence of the member having been present in the House and recording his yes vote on the special motion. And I did, in fact, see and hear him vote. The clerk's record of votes and proceedings of the sitting was also accurate, having correctly recorded the yes vote with respect to the member for Ainabkoi. In this regard, and upon verification of the video recording of members who voted during the division, I have also indeed confirmed that the member was present in the House and did participate in the voting by voting yes. Honorable members, as you are aware, the provisions of Standing Order 75 provides, if after a roll call vote has been made, it is discovered that the number has been inaccurately reported, the fact shall be reported to the House and the Speaker shall direct that the necessary correction be made. Consequently, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 75, I did direct the Clerk of the National Assembly to effect the necessary correction to the record of the tally prior to conveying the message to the Senate. In this regard, I wish to announce that the correct tally, after verification of the vote and as conveyed to the Senate, is as follows: ayes 282, nays 44, abstentions 1, total votes 327. The House is accordingly informed, and since the matter is going on trial in the Senate, I direct the clerk to furnish the Senate Speaker with this communication for their records. Thank you. Yes, Chepkonga. And you cause this problem by shifting from where you normally sit. Because these clerks, know where you sit. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you also for correcting the error that was on the face of the record. Last evening, I was seated here, Mr. Speaker, and as we were walking out, the Deputy Majority Leader, the Honorable Baya, informed me that it has been said you have not voted. So I quickly went to the clerks and I told them, how is it that you are saying that I didn't vote? I was told that you are not in the ordinary place where you normally sit. Even now, Mr. Speaker, I'm not sitting. It's just that yesterday when you walked in, and so I had to sit somewhere closer. Unlike the Honorable, my good friend, who normally walks out from that side, doesn't go to the nearest place. But I can confirm, Mr. Speaker, that I actually voted. I was the first one. No, the third one, the fourth one, actually.
You are the fourth one.
I was the fourth one to say yes, Mr. Speaker. The others did not record voices. No, I have witnesses here, including even the star itself. The star indicated that I actually voted. I don't know why the others did not hear, but I am the most unlikely person not to vote, Mr. Speaker. Knowing that I'm a very conscientious Democrat, Mr. Speaker, I believe in voting and expressing myself. So I wish to thank you very much for according me that opportunity to be included. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chepkonga. And I also knew that if that was not corrected, it will have serious political ramifications on you. Yes. Who is that? Masara. Yes, Mheshimiwa Masara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I'm standing under Standing Order 127.4. 127.4. Mr. Speaker, subject to 129 second reading of the bill to amend the Constitution, the chairperson of the departmental committee to which a bill is committed or a member designated for the purpose by the committee shall present the committee's report to the House to inform debate within 30 calendar days, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the reasons why I'm here, I have 3 bills. One, which was, the first reading was done on 5th June 2024.
Which?
The bill is the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, number 23 of 2024. The second one is Social Assistant Amendment Bill 2023, National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2023, which was read for the first time 11th April 2024. And the third one is the Marriage Amendment Bill 2023, National Assembly Bill number 32 of 2023, which was read on 16th August 2023, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the 3 bills are very important to the public, and members of National Assembly are elected to legislate. Mr. Speaker, to pursue a bill to reach where it is for the first reading, you know, is a serious business. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm requesting you to provoke the standing order number 127, so that, invoke standing order so that those bills can be read the second time. Mr. Speaker, for the amendment bill, it involves you. You promised this House that within 30 days. Now it is over 8 months, Mr. Speaker. I wrote to you sometimes back.
Which one?
The marriage amendment bill. I wrote to you on 22nd of August 2023. I've never gotten a response. I wrote to Majority Leader who had issue with the bill on the same date.
Honorable Masara, you are being economical with the truth. You know very well that on that bill, you wrote to me, and I dutifully invited you to the Speaker's chamber. And I told you that as the Speaker of the House, I was not going to allow that bill to go beyond my desk. And I gave you the reasons. And those powers are vested in the Speaker. I don't want to air those reasons here. And I told you, go and take your bill, address the issues the Speaker was concerned about. I'm the custodian of all the bills that come to this House. And I told you why I disallowed that bill. On the 2 other bills that are on the order paper today, if you had looked at the order paper, the chairperson of the departmental committee is tabling reports on those 2 other bills. So there is progress. That it has been delayed is regrettable. I agree with you. But there's progress. The reports are being tabled now. On the marriage bill, you know what to do. And you know the issues the Speaker had with the bill. Yes. Yes, Oundo. Masara, is that all right? Let's finish with Masara first, Oundo.
I stand guided and appreciate the guidance, except because Parliament is a house of records. Mr. Speaker, how I wish that on the issue of amendment bill, now that it was communicated officially, how I wish I can get a document.
Which one?
The amendment bill. Because the people who raised some...
Which amendment bill?
I mean, the
marriage, amendment bills.
The marriage amendment bill, Act of 2023.
I will not write to you. I told you what to do.
Thank you. I wanted it.
Yes. Yes, Milemba. I had given Oundo first, yes.
Mwalimu, sit. Chair, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
I also want to catch your attention, Honorable Speaker. I know you are consulting, you are multitasking, but just catch my attention for a few seconds. Honorable Speaker, I think I just want to pick up where my colleague has left off, and I don't want to lament her, so to speak, but I just wanted to request, Honorable Speaker, if there is a way we can expedite members' bills so that they are processed to the end. I have a bill that lapsed during the last term. It took your intervention, Honorable Speaker. It took your intervention, Honorable Speaker, to even get the report of the committee in the new term for it to be tabled here.
On which bill?
The land control bill.
Yes.
which has been pending since I think it was first read, when it was not during your term. It was first read in the 12th Parliament around 2021. Then I resurrected the bill, and it took your intervention, Honorable Speaker, for actually the Committee of Lands to table their report. And I think they must have tabled their report sometimes in March this year, or I don't remember clearly. Unfortunately, it has never appeared in any of the order papers since then. And this Honorable Speaker is starting now.
Write to the Speaker to take it up from there.
I will appreciate. I will surely do. And then on the issue of the marriage bill, I thought everybody's married. I don't know why. Is Honorable Masara, what do you want to do with the marriage? I thought everybody is married.
Yes, Milemba.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. Though almost overtaken by events, but I wanted to put it also direct that as a member of the House Business Committee that you did not do whatever you were communicating to Honorable Basara on your own, but indeed you brought it to the House Business Committee.
Yes.
A discussion ensured, and indeed it was the decision
Masara,
of the House Business
listening?
Committee that you talked to Honorable Masara over that particular bill, and if you will have done whatever that was to be done, then it will proceed. But however, it was a matter that came before the House Business Committee. I wanted to put it straight.
Absolutely. As a matter of clarity, Honorable Masara, the views I gave you are not mine, although I embrace them fully. They were views of the House Business Committee. Yes, Mama Zamzam. On the same issue?
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Na mimi pia niweze pia kulalamika Mheshimiwa Spika, nimepeleka petition zangu, statement, zingine zimekaa zaidi ya miezi 8, wengine wanakuja nyuma wanasomewa zao. Yangu inaonekana kama Mama Mombasa sifanyi kazi, imenisumbua sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Sijui kule table office wana shida gani. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Your petition yake ilikuwa inahusu
Nilikuwa na petition juu ya lands. Kuna petition ambayo yule mama mjane Nur Jaizan ambaye litapeliwa na Diamond Trust Bank. Nimekuwa na petition ya watu wa railways ambao hawajalipwa fidia zao mpaka wa leo, na kuna statements ambazo nilikuwa nataka kufanya.
Andikia Bwana Speaker, uweke orodha za zile zote.
Naam.
Alafu Jumanne wiki ijayo nitakusaidia.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Karole Omondi.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I also just want to add my voice. I hope I'm not out of order to the sentiments expressed by Honorable Oundo. I have 3 bills. You are aware of them. One is an amendment to Registration of Persons Act so that we can give IDs and voter registration to students while they are still in high school. It has been, I don't know where it is. I'm still following it up. I have another one on actualizing Article 10 of the Constitution within our curriculum under nationhood science as a subject. Again, it is over 8 months since I made the proposals. And the final one, which was even to coincide with the presidential visit to America on right of return for African Americans and would spur investments by diaspora Kenyans, again has disappeared. So, Mr. Speaker, this is quite a matter of grave concern to us. If we could find a way of expediting private members' bills, I mean, it would do us a lot of service and the people and the country at large. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Members, so that we don't belabor the point, we have a lot of pending members' bills, private members' bills. And you know the time allocated to private members' bills is only Wednesday morning. I will place before the House Business Committee, subject to the House agreeing that to clear this backlog, we can introduce temporarily a Thursday morning sitting to deal with private members' bills so that we can be able to clear the backlog. Because there are many, they come before me, I see them in the briefs, and I feel also uncomfortable that they have not had sufficient time to be prosecuted. So if you agree, Milemba, you are a member of the House Business Committee. Bring it up on Tuesday, and we'll open up for the House to have a special private members business sitting on Thursday morning. Yes. Yes. Let me hear Wangwe first. Yes, Emmanuel. Give Honorable Wangwe the mic.
Whereas, Honorable Speaker, it is a good move that you are suggesting. Let it also come with a condition that those members whose motions are on the order paper must be able to turn up on the very day. So that, Honorable Speaker, we don't just do something for the sake of it. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
For example, this morning, you had private members' business, and the private members were nowhere. So we need to also up our game and raise our levels of responsibility to be in the House when we are required to be. Because
thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on the same light, you know there are some private members' bills which, because of the interest in which and the importance in which it is attached to it, at times it becomes a committee bill.
yes.
For example, my bill, which was the Kenya Drugs Authority, because of its importance, and which we've actually done winnowing. And this is a bill to which it will help this country to be able to do local manufacturing of vaccines, drugs, which can be utilized within the region. And this is something that many of the either international investors or even our own biofax and Kenya Primate Research Institute are waiting for it. That is making the National Drug Authority to be a level 3 country, for maturity level 3, according to the WHO classification. That allows us to be able to manufacture and export our drugs. Right now, as we speak, Honorable Speaker, it has been waiting, even after winnowing. We also have another bill by Milia Thiambo on assisted reproductive health, which the committee is also winnowing now. We finished winnowing of the Kenya Drugs Authority, but both of them are now waiting to be scheduled. So I urge the House Business Committee that please, these are very important bills. You can also reschedule them for debate by the House.
I actually flagged out your bill in the House Business Committee this week, and the response I got was that the process of winnowing is incomplete, and that's why it is delayed. If it is complete, then follow it up with the clerk's office, and it will come to the House Business Committee on Tuesday. Yes. Let's go to the next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Order number 5, Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, October 9th, 2024, afternoon sitting. 1, response by His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, on the special motion on his proposed removal from office by impeachment. 2, annual national government budget implementation review reports for the financial year 2023-2024 from the Office of the Controller Budget. And lastly, the biannual report of the Commission on Administrative Justice for the period July to December 2023. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Chairman, Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal, Honorable Murugara.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, 9th October 2024. Report of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs on its consideration of the report of the National Dialogue Committee, NADCO, and the report of the Multisectoral Working Group, MSWG, on the realization of the 2/3 gender rule. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Murugara. Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security. Raso, you are the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That this House adopts the report of the
Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024. I beg to lay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Yes. Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs on its consideration of the report of the National Dialogue Committee, NADCO, and the report of the Multisectoral Working Group, MSWG, on the realization of the two-thirds gender principle laid on the table of the House today, Thursday, 9th October 2024. Honorable Speaker, allow me to make just a comment on this report, which every member that has seen this is worried what it is. This is the consideration by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee on the NADCO report, and attached to this report is also the NADCO report itself. So this is why the report looks bulky, but our report is not as bulky as the document I'm laying on the table of the House. This is the report that contained proposed constitutional amendments. As you have heard, we have the two-thirds gender principle, which was from the multisectoral working group. We have other constitutional amendment proposals, including entrenching the CDF into the Constitution. We also have other proposals, including creating the office of the Leader of Opposition, entrenching the Prime Cabinet Secretary into the Constitution, and many other proposals that were brought up during the NADCO discussions. Honorable members, please get a copy of this report, in as much as NADCO had made it clear that we cannot alter even a comma. We have adhered to that proposition, but as members of the committee and as the House, the law-making house in the country, we have made our comments and proposals, which proposals will be what we are going to discuss when the matter comes up for debate. So please obtain for yourself a copy of the report so that we can have a robust debate when the time comes. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Murga, next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Just hold. Member for Shinyalu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44, Section 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport Infrastructure regarding suspension of flights between Nairobi and Kakamega by Skyward Express. Honorable Speaker, the Kakamega airstrip has been a vital air travel link between Nairobi and Western Kenya for many years. The airstrip serves as a crucial transport infrastructure, enhancing regional connectivity and promoting economic development. Many residents rely on the airstrip for efficient travel, medical emergencies, and to facilitate business operations. Sadly, reports indicate that the key operators in the route, including Skyward Express, have suspended operations due to safety concerns arising from the poor condition of the facility. This suspension of flights has caused significant disruption to the livelihoods of many, cutting off an essential service that connects them to other parts of the country. Honorable Speaker, the poor state of the Kakamega airstrip, particularly the presence of potholes on the runway, raises serious safety concerns for air operators and the general public. These issues have been long-standing and have now reached a critical point, leading to the suspension and halting of flight operations. It is therefore imperative that the government act swiftly to resolve this matter, restore safe flight operations, and prevent further disruptions. Honorable Speaker, it's again in this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure to appraise the House on the following. Number one, a status report on the state of disrepair of the Kakamega airstrip, given the safety risks posed to the users. Number two, immediate actions being taken to repair the airstrip to meet acceptable aviation standards. And number three, a comprehensive plan of the maintenance of the Kakamega airstrip, its expansion, as well as other regional airstrips, to prevent similar safety concerns from occurring and guarantee long-term operational reliability. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
GK, that is your docket. What has happened to the airstrip?
We will look into the matter, Honorable Speaker, and report back to the House. I request for 2 weeks to be able to come here with a comprehensive response.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, yes, Honorable Speaker.
2 weeks is too long on this.
Yeah.
Can you bring a preliminary statement on Thursday next week?
I'll do so, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you.
That airstrip is new. You should inquire why it should have potholes on the runway. Anton Oloch. Anton Oloch, member from
present,
Mathare.
Honorable
Hold on,
Speaker.
Anthony, before you take the floor. Honorable members, I wish to recognize and welcome 5 members of staff drawn from the Parliamentary Training Institute of the Parliament of Ghana, who are in the Speaker's Gallery. They are welcome to observe the proceedings of the House. Most welcome, Akwaba. Next, Anthony.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You didn't have their name.
I rise pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44.2c. Honorable Speaker, I wish to request a statement from the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the revised ceilings for the financial year 24-25 work plans issued by the Kenya Roads Board Authority. Honorable Speaker, these revised work plans are contained in a letter or a circular dated 8th October 2024, and which came to our attention today. Honorable Speaker, in the recent past, there has been a systematic reduction of allocations of funds allocated in the 22% ceiling and the 10% ceilings issued by the Kenya Road Boards Authority. Additionally, the High Court in Nairobi issued an interim conservatory order on 19th August 2024, directing the Kenya Roads Authority to freeze and withhold funds collected in financial year 24-25 to the extent of Kenya shillings 10,522,211,858 to be allocated to the county governments. In view of this, the Kenya Roads Board Authority has revised the 22% and 10% constituency ceilings allocation for the financial year 2020-2025. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. Report on the reasons for the systematic reduction of allocations of 22% and 10% funding to KERA for roads and construction of maintenance and measures in place to avert such reductions in future. Number 2, immediate revocation of the circular on the reduction and return of status quo on the ceilings for the financial year 2024-2025. Number 3, measures put in place to secure the funds, including holding the collected funds in a suspense account pending the conclusion of the court case. And number 4, comprehensive report on the usage of the Kenya shillings 7 fuel levy allocations in the supplementary budget in the financial year 2024-2025. Signed, Anthony Oluoch, 9th of October 2024. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, KJ.
Mr. Speaker, I must thank Wakili Oluoch for bringing this matter to the attention of the House. And in fact, it is a charge we are putting on the chair of the Transport Committee, who we know is able to follow through on this issue and bring a good response. Mr. Speaker, what is at risk here is the benefits that have been accruing from this decentralized fund. And it is clear to the minds of members here that there is a hand behind these court cases that keep coming up and are addressed towards stifling these all-important fund. And I would not be embarrassed to say that we see the hand of governors in this issue. Mr. Speaker, this House does a lot of work to come up with the division of revenue bill, Mr. Speaker. Monies that are sufficient to run these counties. However, when you get to the ground, Mr. Speaker, it is obvious that the monies that have an effect on the ground are the monies that are decentralized, up to and including the National Government Constituency Development Fund. This 22%, Mr. Speaker, is also decentralized monies from the center and equally distributed across the constituencies. But we know that the governors are very keen to put their hand into these coffers, Mr. Speaker. So as this committee is interrogating this issue, they need to find a way of making sure that these governors get to know what this House is saying, that you have given you a responsibility and a charge to take control over the devolved monies. But these monies that are devolved, we don't see them in our constituencies. However, that which is decentralized, the 22%, the 10%, is what is building the road networks and access roads in our constituencies. In a place like Nairobi, Mr. Speaker, while all other members enjoy being from different regions, we hear people from Western region, from the Coast region, from the Northeastern region. In Nairobi, when it comes to distribution of resources, Nairobi is never considered a region. So the only benefit that accrues for these members of parliament and their constituents out of the national budget is that which is decentralized. And that is why I would imagine that Wakili Oluoch is keen to know what is happening to this all-important fund that helps him put up the access roads and the roads that are required in Mathare constituencies, just as we would need in Dagoretti and other constituencies in Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, kindly direct that this is brought to a halt. And the only person who is able to do that is the Committee on Transport, to communicate exactly what this House is saying to the governors so that we do not have a repeat of these court cases that are sponsored by people who do not mean well for decentralization. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Atandi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wanted to also commend Honorable Oluoch for the statement that he has sought from the Chair, Departmental Committee of Transport. Honorable Speaker, it is true that consistently there's been reduction in the resources going to CDF, to CARA for the purposes of building roads in the villages. And this particular one was occasioned by governors who went to court to take a slice of these resources. Honorable Speaker, this country has the most inept governors. I have gone to countries countries that are practicing devolution like Ghana and Nigeria. And here in the country, we have governors who are lazy, who are just traveling across the world, doing nothing. with the resources that they have been given fairly by this House, they do not use them properly. Now, they are going to attack the resources that have been given to us that MPs are using successfully to build roads that you can see in the constituency. So, Honorable Speaker, this House must condemn the action by governors to go to court to take these Kera resources from Kera. These resources have been used fairly, and in fact, Honorable Speaker, when you go to villages, you can clearly see the roads that have been done by Kera. You can never see roads done by governors. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to ask you that you should not allow this House to be undermined by governors. And as the Speaker of this House, let us ensure that we protect the resources that are helping Kenyans. I want to say that governors, and I think they're listening, governors, please work with the money that you have been given by this House. Don't look for these resources from us. Otherwise, we need to start calling for governors. In fact, there's nothing that stops us, Honorable Speaker, from summoning governors. I've seen senators summoning ministers on things that are not even within their scope. So I think going forward, Honorable Speaker, we need to begin to summon governors to come and appear before us, because we must protect this country from these lazy governors. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Nabi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to commend Honorable Watch for this statement. Honorable Speaker, there is a very good reason why roads are rated differently. We have roads which are rated for county governments, and we have roads for national government. And Honorable Speaker, the reason that was done was after realization in the first county governments were unable to do all the roads. And after they were unable, there was an agreement between national government and the county. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think it's becoming fashionable every financial year. There is a new circular coming from the Kenya Loans Board. And I'm wondering why a Kenya Loans Board does this, and there's a system that is already agreed upon. Mr. Speaker, this matter came to this House last year, financial year. And Mr. Speaker, I think this trend is being perpetuated slowly. We don't know where a Kenya Loans Board does not consult the members of parliament through the chairman of committee or through the Ministry of Loans. Now, I find it very ironical when Kenya Loans Board is in consultation with the Council of Governors, and they agree and they do a circular. Mr. Speaker, I think this is not in order. I join Honorable Oluoch that this trend must come to an out, that it should be known that the governors exerting power because they are met somewhere with the executive and they agree and try to push for the money that is doing the incredible job in the constituencies. Mr. Speaker, the loans that are under Keller are the ones that join two constituencies. Mr. Speaker, it is very clear demarcation. Mr. Speaker, these are the loans that are done comfortably trans constituencies. Mr. Speaker, the governors have failed to do simple roads communicating the villages. And Mr. Speaker, if they cannot manage the many billions they have, and they're finding it easier to manage the 20 million, let them give us the 14 billion, 15 billion, so that we manage the money for them. But Mr. Speaker, this habit must be called out. This habit must be called out, and I ask my very good friend, the chairman of this committee, it is your responsibility. You are the bridge between us, the ministry, and the KLB. this money goes, Mr. Chairman, we will discuss you as part of this problem. Thank you.
Do you want to escalate this beyond this? Yes. Yes, let me give to the gentleman next to Murugara, Honorable Member for Keyo South. Doctor. Member for Keyo South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important matter, and I join my colleagues in discussing this matter, which is very important. If you go to constituencies and compare what Kera does with what the counties does, it is obvious. There is nothing ongoing which is done by the governors. So now they want to take the little that we do in the constituencies through Kera to take to what they usually do, which is non-existent. We shall oppose this, and I join my colleagues in telling the chairman of transport to be vigilant so that we safeguard the little that wananchi see. Let me go to a specific example of my constituency, Keyo South. In Keyo South, I have 6 wards. None of the county roads is ongoing. None. But if you go to the constituency of Keyo South, you will see something being done by Kera. You will see something done last year. You will see something ongoing now. You will see something which was done 2 years ago. And even when they do these roads, the counties, you will see some shoddy job being done. So, as a National Assembly, we say in one voice that let this money stay with Kera because Mwananchi has seen the benefit of what Kera does. Ridiculously, if you go to my constituency, some officials from the county will go and tell people, no, don't do that road because we have already given to Kera. But they have done nothing. And then once you do a road using the Kera money, they bring a signpost and indicate that it is county which has done this road. We shall stop this. We shall not allow this as a National Assembly. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mesh. Isairo. Members take 2 minutes each.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, would like to thank Honorable Loch for raising this matter, and also would like to categorically state that Council of Governors are becoming an embarrassment to this country. That the work they are supposed to do in the fields of health, they are doing nothing. The footpaths that you've allowed them to maintain, they are unable to maintain. They are always coming for what is meant for the members of parliament. Were it not for these members of parliament, some counties could be inaccessible, including mine. And we will not just sit here and allow this bunch of idlers to be frustrating us every now and then. Enough is enough. And we have to tell them, it's not that we want their seats, but if we want them, we'll still take them. So, the honorable, because they are not even worth being called excellencies, the honorable councils of governors or governors should start focusing on their job. We've never, ever gone for their work, gone for their resources. We've appropriated enough funds for them to run their counties, which they are not doing. And they are always coming for the little. Not only are they funding the cases on NGCDF in courts, they've now gone to Kera. Honorable Speaker, with your leadership, we will stand up and defend the constituencies and what is meant for them. The governors, we are not worried about you. We can take care of you individually, at individual levels. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I hope not physically. Zamzam.
Mheshimiwa Spika, ni aibu sana kuona mbunge kama mimi, mbunge wa kike, naomba nikililia barabara ambao ni akaunti, Mheshimiwa Spika. Nimepewa pesa ya ngafu ya kuweza kujenga sehemu ambao ni GBV Center, Mheshimiwa Spika. Sasa elekea mwaka wa 3 toka approval ya ile project. Shida ni kuwa barabara ambayo inahusu county government hawajaweza kujenga, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mpaka juzi namuomba mbunge wangu wa Kisauni, Mheshimiwa Rashid Bezimba, na nataka nimpongeze hapa, ndio ameenda kunichimbia barabara, Mheshimiwa Spika. Hizi pesa za kera fadhali mupatie hawa, hizo pesa ziko kwa governors. Hawafanyii kitu barabara, patieni hawa wabunge, tunaweza kuwashika mkono humu ndani angawa wakatufanyia kitu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ni aibu sana kuona kuwa mbunge anaenda akiomba, anaomba, naandika mabarua mpaka anachoka. Public participation, Mheshimiwa, nimefanya, lakini barabara tukupewa kujenga sehemu ambayo kina mama wakidhulumiwa wanaweza kusaidika, Mheshimiwa Spika, imekuwa ni ngumu. Mpaka Bezimba anaenda kuomba trakta huko, ananipitishia kando kando kidogo ndo nipate mahali pa kujenga. Na mimi nipongeze wabunge wangu wa Mombasa, ndugu yangu Badi yuko hapa, ukienda kwake barabara safi ya wabunge hawa, barabara zao nzuri sana, lakini ukiangalia za county na kuwa kama zile blanket tumepaka hapa mita 100, huelewi zinafanya nini. Mheshimiwa Spika, hizi pesa zitoke ziende kwa hawa wabunge. Najua wengine wetu tutatamani kuwa magavana, lakini kwa hii hali hii iliyoko saizi, Mheshimiwa Spika, hizi pesa ziingie kwa mikono ya bunge. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
George Murugara.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are quite sad, and thank you, Honorable Antonio Luoch, for bringing this to our attention. We are just reeling from some judgment that was dictated by the Council of Governors or the city.
Pesa zingie kwa mikono ya bunge. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
George Murugara.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are quite sad, and thank you, Honorable Antonio Luoch, for bringing this to our attention. We are just reeling from some judgment that was dictated by the Council of Governors or the CDF. In fact, we've not forgotten, we are very sad, and this is the reason we are saying we have to do the constitutional amendments so that we can shield ourselves from some of these governors who believe that we should not be having money for development. Mr. Speaker, sir, as said by all these members, when you visit the constituencies, what is visible is actually what is done by CDF or by KERA. If you are asked what these governors do with all these billions, majority of them will say, oh, we spend 60% on recurrent expense and we have only 30% for development. And that 30% is nowhere near the CDF, which is so little that in fact we are only able to do what we can do. Time has come for us to look at the Roads Act so that if we wish to make an amendment to it, we take all the money from there. The distribution is after Kenya, after KERA, it is to the constituencies as we deal with the CDF, so that we don't have to have any money going to governors for roads. Let us do all the roads in the constituencies, whether classified as county or national government roads. That is very important, and we should now start looking at the law. We amend it. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Before I give the next member, allow me to acknowledge Clinton Mackenzie Kiome Secondary School from Booni, Makueni, Kahawa Garrison Secondary School from Kasarani, Nairobi. On my behalf and on behalf of the whole House, we welcome the students and their teachers to the House of Parliament. Mama Donya. Yes, I'll give you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. As Mama County from Kisii, who patients call and ask for wheelchairs to be used in hospitals, the work that should be done by governors, Mr. Speaker, I'm worried if they can manage the roads. I'm sure, Mr. Speaker, they can't. If you see the roads done by members of parliament and the ones done by governors, that is day and night, Mr. Speaker. I don't approve this. We can't support it because there is nothing. We've glorified them that they've done perfectly. From health, providing water for our mothers, Mr. Speaker. You can imagine Kisii County rains, we have virgin rains, but at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, women will still flock to the springs to collect water. So if they've not managed water sector, Mr. Speaker, and they've not taken good care of the health sector, let us not make a whole, now the road sector be another issue. Let them handle the health issue, they handle the water issue, but for the roads, I don't think I can give them a vote. They don't deserve. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Ochanda, member for Bondo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this House, for the first time, has been very magnanimous. In fact, out of the normal non-divisional revenue, we gave counties more money through a different legislation, Mr. Speaker. And we added counties money. At the point that we were adding counties, there was no provocation. There was nobody who asked for it. The Council of Governors didn't ask for it. Nobody else asked for it, but we chose to give counties more money. And once we've given them more money, they get ahead to look for other little different ways of how to add themselves more money, particularly on the side of the road sector. Mr. Speaker, roads are classified. And as they are classified, they attract resources or they attract funding based on how they are classified. So if you reduce any monies for a clear classified road, it means that that road will never be done. There are roads that are classified for Kera, there are those that are classified for Kenya, and then there are those that are classified for counties, including KWS and stuff like that in the Act, Mr. Speaker. So if you reduce an element, particularly when you reduce the funds for Kera, it means that those roads will never be done. So this must be very clear to Council of Governors. There are many other ways of how Council of Governors can raise money. In fact, if Council of Governors were wise, there's more money in different sectors in this country that is actually theirs. You'll wonder why there should be money resting in Nairobi for beekeeping in a county. There are counties that have authorities keeping bees. Counties themselves are keeping bees. So you have very many parallel agencies doing the same thing in the counties. Why don't the Council of Governors look for where their monies are still being left in Nairobi instead of going for monies that are clearly known and are clearly classified for purposes of works that are going to benefit the communities? Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Chairman of the Committee on Roads, GK, you can hear these animated sentiments on the road issue. I want to assure the House I'll support members of Parliament on this issue. And GK, you bring a preliminary response to this statement on Wednesday afternoon next week. It is urgent and you must work around the clock to bring a statement on Wednesday. And if the statement is unsatisfactory, I'll summon the minister here for you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It is true that there's a circular that was sent yesterday by Kera to regional engineers indicating that RMLF allocation for constituencies has been reduced from 61 million per constituency to 34 million. Honorable Speaker, when I saw that circular, I immediately engaged the ministry and I asked why they never engaged us as the committee, considering that we are key stakeholders in every decision that is made by the Roads Ministry. Honorable Speaker, that circular has since been withdrawn pending further consultations. Honorable Speaker, I want to assure this Honorable House these honorable members that the Committee on Roads and Transport will not stand by and watch the governors encroach into this very critical fund. This fund is what you see. It's the money that is the project you see in our constituencies when you travel up country, especially the rural constituencies. Honorable Speaker, I am now serving in my second term, 7th year. And as the Member of Parliament for Deer constituency, I cannot show you one single road that has been implemented by other authorities in my constituency using the billions of funds that we allocate to them. Honorable Speaker, we will guard this fund, especially our kindergartens. Honorable Speaker, if you ask members of parliament here, they will tell you, on top of renovating and making better the primary school and secondary school infrastructure, they stretch over to helping the governors renovate kindergartens, which is not our responsibility. Honorable Speaker, I want to again assure the House that we'll do our best to support and to safeguard this fund. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
They have withdrawn the circular. You'll tell us why they
Yes.
issued in the first place.
Yes, it has been withdrawn.
Yes.
Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to donate 1 minute to my colleague.
You have no time to donate. This is not debate time. Yes, Alice, what is it?
Honorable Speaker, this matter is very, very important. And I just want to tell Chair for Roads that if he doesn't give you a satisfactory answer by the time he will be coming back to this House, when the Cabinet Secretary is invited here, him and the Cabinet Secretary will sit there as the members of this National Assembly. We execute this matter to the rata. He better need to know that this matter is very important to us and we are not talking any shortcut when dealing with it.
Yes, Olwach.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the directions that you have given. And I would like to agree with you that in spite of the withdrawal, a statement needs to be filed before this House. And the reason that I think it is still important is because that letter he is adverting to needs to be part of the record of this House. The second reason, Mr. Speaker, is that the House will recall that during the supplementary budget, we added Kenya shillings 7 to the road levy RLMF. These ceilings should not be going down. They should be going up. We are collecting close to about 4.8 billion shillings, and we must have a written assurance. Why are the reductions even being contemplated? Those must form part of this record. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
We must move to the next statement. Owen Bayer, you wanted to, your leader is here now, so he'll wait. Yes, who is the next? Mohammed Ado, yes. Mohammed Ado. Yes, Junet. Are you the one?
Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to add one thing to the debate on this matter of the roads. Mr. Speaker, the problem and the people who are fighting members of parliament on this issue of roads, Mr. Speaker, is not even governors. It is Kenya Roads Board and KERA. That is our problem, Mr. Speaker, as a House. Mr. Speaker, this is not the first time they did a circular which they have withdrawn. There was an other. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, your leader is here now, so he'll wait. Yes, who is the next? Mohammed Ado, yes. Mohammed Ado. Yes, Junet. Are you the one?
Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to add one thing to the debate on this matter of the roads. Mr. Speaker, the problem and the people who are fighting members of parliament on this issue of roads, Mr. Speaker, is not even governors. It is Kenya Roads Board and KERA. That is our problem, Mr. Speaker, as a house. Mr. Speaker, this is not the first time they did a circular which they have withdrawn. There was an earlier one, I hope the chairman remembers, where they were reducing also the amount, and the House raised the matter, it was raised in the House, and they withdrew it. It's the same thing they are doing. Why is KERA and Kenya Roads Boards not consulting Parliament before they take such a drastic action, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, it's high time the Committee of Roads, through their chair here, reminds KERA and Kenya Roads Board who their bosses are in Kenya here, who is oversighting them. And instead of dealing with the Council of Governors and such kind of people, when they want their budget even processed, they go through the House Transport Committee, Mr. Speaker. And it's the same group that is fighting members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we also need to deal with KERA and Kenya Roads Board once and for all, Mr. Speaker.
Ado, no, that matter have gone past. We've spent more than 40 minutes on one statement. I disallow. Ado.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the status of strategic promotion and full-scale development of dryland agriculture in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, approximately 75% of our country's landmass consists of arid and semi-arid lands, often referred to as ASAL regions. Despite this, there has been a significant and disproportionate focus on agricultural investment in the wetlands, while the immense potential of drylands remains underutilized. As the effects of climate change continue to worsen, resulting in unpredictable rainfall patterns and extended droughts and dry spells, it is increasingly clear that Kenya cannot rely solely on rain-fed agriculture. This raises the critical question as to why there is no focus on more resources, expertise, and policy attention to harnessing the potential of our drylands through modern agricultural practices, such as large-scale irrigation, the development of drought-resistant crops, and innovative water harvesting techniques to achieve food security. I believe that the answer to Kenya's quest for food security today lies in its arid lands. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on the following. 1, the policies and strategic plans aimed at promoting dryland agriculture in arid and semi-arid lands, and clear frameworks, if any, in place to guide investment and interventions, including the development of water infrastructure for irrigation practices. Initiatives that the government has put in place to support farmers in ASAL regions, including provision of knowledge and tools needed to engage in sustainable and productive agricultural activities. Number 3, specific steps being taken to address the challenges of water scarcity, poor infrastructure, and the high cost of accessing inputs in dry areas, particularly roads and water supply infrastructure. And lastly, the provision of a report on the current agricultural policies that align with the National Development Agenda, particularly Vision 2030 and the Big Four agenda with respect to food security and how the government intends to balance investment between wetland areas and dryland regions to ensure equitable and sustainable agricultural growth across the country. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Is Dr. Mutunga here? Any member from Agriculture Committee? King Ferdinand?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I think
2 weeks. Bring the statement in response in 2 weeks.
The chairman is not here, but I want to confirm that we can give the reply after 2 weeks.
Very good.
Because I think the chairman is not here, and you have a very good important point that you have raised. So we look at it, and after 2 weeks, we'll be able to get
Not after 2 weeks, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks' time.
Yes. Donya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for a statement regarding provision of textbooks in schools. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding provision of textbooks in schools. Honorable Speaker, it is in every parent's noble responsibility to ensure that their children get quality education. However, there is a growing concern among parents regarding the number of textbooks provided by the Ministry of Education and those that parents stroke guardians must purchase. There have been claims that the ministry requires the students to purchase up to 4 textbooks per subject, making it financially challenging for parents to purchase all the required textbooks to supplement their child's learning. The cost of education is already high for most parents, hence it is crucial that the government comes out and clearly stipulates the issue of textbooks provision. Schools are requiring parents to purchase a set of textbooks. As such, most parents are in dilemma on the number of textbooks they should purchase as they take part in investigating in their children's education. Honorable Speaker, while we appreciate that some topics or subjects may require additional textbooks to supplement learning, it is important to emphasize that parents should never feel obligated to purchase more textbooks than what is essential. It is always recommended that the Ministry of Education should provide every student with the essential textbooks that are needed for their academic success. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education to appraise the House on the following: 1, a comprehensive report on the policy on provision of textbooks in schools and the role of parents to purchase extra textbooks. Number 2, to clarify on the approved course books and the number of textbooks recommended in both primary and secondary education for each learner in the respective subjects. And lastly, the steps taken by the Ministry of Education to ensure that all learners are provided with the requisite number of approved course books and supplementary textbooks to avoid inequities in access to learning materials among learners. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Education. Yes, tell your committee, Nabi, to bring a response to this statement in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Joshua Kandie has indicated that his statement looks different from what is submitted at the table office. So I put it off to have it reconciled. Clerk, you follow up that. You should not edit member statements to the extent that they lose meaning. Barongo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding upgrading of road networks in Bomachoge, Borabu constituency to bitumen standards. Honorable Speaker, the construction of Mogonga, Kenyenya, Rio Kindo, Magenche, Mariba, Nyagancha, Eberege, Kenyenya TTC, and Magena road links commenced on the 5th of August, the year 2016. The development was intended to enhance accessibility of these areas and support the movement of people, goods, and services. Sadly,
more than 36 months after the signing of the contract, the road links are yet to be completed. This has hampered mobility in the constituency, including access to essential services. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1, the status of upgrading of the roads network in Bomachoge Borabu constituency to bitumen standards, and 2, the timelines for the completion of the long-stalled projects in the constituency. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
GK, that is directed at you. Bring the statement, the response in 2 weeks. Give GK.
We will do so, Honorable Speaker.
Areko Namoit. Member for Turkana South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife regarding the status of implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding signed between County Government of Turkana and Kenya Wildlife Service. Honorable Speaker, South Turkana National Reserve is a national reserve established under the Wildlife Conservancy and Management Act, CAP 376. On 19 January 2017, the County Government of Turkana and the Kenya Wildlife Service signed a Memorandum of Understanding to provide a joint framework for effective and sustainable management of the reserve and to enhance tourism and ecological conservation for socio-economic development. To realize the objectives of Memorandum of Understanding, the parties agreed on two-phase application of their respective obligations running from 2017 to 2019 and 2020 to 2025. Despite the period of the subsistence of the MOU lapsing in nearly 2025, no tangible efforts have been made to ensure effective and sustainable management of the reserve as had been envisaged. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on the following. 1, the status of the implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding between Kenya Wildlife Service and the County Government of Turkana. 2, a report on the Conservancy Rangers recruited by KWS in collaboration with the county government in the last 5 years. 3, the long-term plans the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife as regarding the restoration of the South Turkana National Reserve, including its conversion into a community conservancy. And finally, Honorable Speaker, the details of any development activities planned by the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, including construction of water ponds, dams, and access roads within the reserve. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Chair, Tourism. Any member? Naomi, you tell the Chair, Tourism to bring a response in 2 weeks.
And we'll do that. Thank you, Speaker.
Next statement, Majority Leader. Go ahead if you have.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Monday, 7th October, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, as members are aware, this week, the House considered the special motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of HE Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. I stand before you today to express my heartfelt gratitude to you, honorable members of this House, for your sacrifice, active participation, and overall dedication and contribution during the recent impeachment motion. This process, though challenging, exemplified our commitment to uphold the principles of accountability and transparency that are the cornerstone of our democracy. Your engagement and thoughtful deliberations throughout this process has not gone unnoticed. Each of you brought enough invaluable perspective, ensuring that we examine the issues at hand with rigor and integrity. It is through such collaborative efforts that we can strengthen our institutions and reaffirm the trust placed in us by the people we serve. Notably, Honorable Speaker, this matter transcended party lines and spoke to our commitment to good governance, accountability, and fidelity to the Constitution. I commend those who courageously stood for what they believed was right, fostering a discourse that reflects values we uphold. It is essential that we continue to work together, united in our pursuit of justice and ethical governance. Let us carry forward the lessons learned from this experience, remaining steadfast in our commitment to serve the public with honor and respect. Thank you once again for your diligence and dedication. Honorable Speaker, with regards to the business scheduled for Tuesday next week, the House is expected to consider the following bills if not concluded today. A committee of the whole House on, number 1, Senate amendments to the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill 2023, and 2, Senate amendments to the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill 2023. B, second reading of the following bills. 1, the Kenya National Library Service Bill 2023. 2, the Equalization Fund Administration Bill, Senate Bill number 14 of 2023. And 3, the Public Finance Management Amendment Bill 2022. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will also be undertaken on the following motions should they not be concluded today. A, number 1, consideration of Senate amendments to the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill 2023. 2, consideration of Senate amendment to the Statutory Instrument Amendment Bill 2023. 3, first report on the implementation status of House resolution on committee reports and public participation. Number 4, report on the alleged unfair trade practices by foreign investors in Kenya. Number 5, second report on employment diversity audit in public institutions. 6, report of the extraordinary session of the 6th Pan-African Parliament, PAP. Number 7, consideration of the reports on financial statement of state corporations, Nyanza region. Number 8, consideration of sessional paper number 5 of 2023 on the national policy on labor migration. And 9, third report on consideration of the audited accounts of specified state corporation. Honorable Speaker, in accordance with the provisions of Standing Order 42A, 5 and 6, I wish to convey that the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport is scheduled to appear before the House on the afternoon of Wednesday, 16th October, to respond to the following questions. Number 1, question by private notice number 013/2024 by the member for Gatanga, Honorable Wakili Edward Bureo, MP, regarding status of any negotiations for concession agreement between the government and the Adani Group regarding the management of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, JKIA. Number 2, question number 167 2023 by the member for Baringo Central, Honorable Joshua Kandie, MP, regarding criteria used and applied by the Kenya Roads Board, KRB, to determine the amount of funds allocated to each constituency. Question number 3, question number 178, 2023, by the member for Kinongo, Honorable Gonzirai, MP, regarding the issuance of demolition notice against Makinon Road Trading Center building by the Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA. Number 4, question number 013, 2024, by the member for Funyula, Honorable Dr. Ojambo Oundo, MP, regarding the current status of Matayos Ganjala Nakasiko Nagina Road that was tendered under the 10,000 kilometers low volume sealed road LVSR procured during the commencement of financial year 2017-2018. Number 5, question number 014, 2024, by the member for Bahati, Honorable Irene Joki, MP, regarding the state report on the progress and expected timelines for completion of Lanet Airport project. Number 6, question number 70/2024, by the member for Malava, Honorable Mululu Ijendi, MP, regarding the progress report of construction of Class A1 Kakamega Kaburengu Road, whose construction commenced in October 2023. Number 7, question number 71/2024, by the member for Westlands, Honorable Timothy Wanyonyi, MP, regarding policy decision and rationale behind the use of unmarked, unregistered, and distorted plates by police service while on public mission on public roads. Number 8, question number 79/2024, by the member for Yatta, Honorable Robert Basil, MP, regarding reasons behind significant delay in the completion of construction of the Matu Ekalakala Kiwandini Road to Kiasioni Road in Yatta constituency. Number 9, question number 127/2024, by the member for Laikipia North, Honorable Sarah Korere, MP, regarding reasons for delay in completion of construction works on Doldol Nanyuki Road in Laikipia North constituency. Number 10, questions number 131/2024, by the member for West Pokot, Honorable Rael Kasiwai, MP, regarding rationale behind the stalling of Parpelo Totmarich Road project and the expected date of commencement of the stalled project. Number 11, question number 132/2023, by the member for Kajiado South, Honorable Samuel Parashina, MP, regarding the details of the status construction of the Ilasit Rombo Taveta Road. Number 12, question number 123/2024, by the member for Mutunga, Honorable Kasim Tandasa, MP, regarding the update on the progress of construction of Kwale Kinango B92 Road, whose construction commenced on 4th August 2021 and was to be completed on 3rd August 2024. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee will reconvene on Tuesday, 15th October 2024 to schedule business for the rest of that week. On behalf of the House Business Committee, I take this opportunity to wish members a happy Mazingira Day and urge members to complement government efforts towards environment protection and conservation. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House today. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Majority. Next order.
Order number 8, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 11 of 2024, second reading. Question to be put.
Can you stay this? We'll put the question on Tuesday. Pardon? Oh. Was the mover called to reply? Huh? Carol, you are not there the day you are supposed to continue. Under the standing orders, you lose the opportunity. Yes. Next order, number 9.
Order number 9, the Kenya National Library Service Bill, National Assembly Bill number 20 of 2023, second reading.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Sports and Culture.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Kenya National Library Service Bill, National Assembly Bill number 20 of 2023, be now read a second time. By way of introduction, Honorable Speaker, the Kenya National Library Service Bill 2023 seeks to give effect to the provisions of Article 11(2)(a) of Constitution, which mandates the state to promote all forms of national and cultural expressions through literature, the arts, traditional celebrations, science, communication, information, mass media, publication, libraries, and other cultural heritage. As a background, Honorable Speaker, the Kenya National Library Service Bill was previously considered in the 12th Parliament. The bill was passed by the National Assembly on the 6th July 2023 and therefore forwarded to the Senate for the considerations. However, by the end of the term of the 12th Parliament, the Senate had not concluded the considerations of the bill. Honorable Speaker, permit me now to give a brief summary of the salient features of the bill. The purpose of the bill is to provide a legal framework for the preservation of our national documentary heritage, as well as to distinguish the function of the Kenya National Library Services from the other public libraries managed by the county governments. Honorable Speaker, this bill establishes the Kenya National Library Service as a body to cooperate with perpetual succession and whose functions shall include acquiring, preserving, and maintaining a collection of library resources, carrying out and encouraging research in the development of the libraries and related services, and providing national library reference and referral service, among others. Honorable Speaker, the bill provides that the management of the Kenya National Library Services shall vest in a board consisting of chairperson and 8 other members. The bill further sets out the respective qualifications of the chairperson and the members of the board. The board shall be responsible for the furtherance of the objects of the Kenya National Library Service. Honorable Speaker, the bill also provides for the appointment of the Director General of the Kenya National Library Service, who shall be an ex-official member of the board and who